Let me show you a little video, and I think the audio's not working, but let's see. I don't think I have a lot of audio. My favorite. This makes a whole song of it. That's our office. You don't get paid when we play. It's better with sound, but there it is. That's Tap Tap Revenge. Now, here's how we did it. Here's how we made the app successful. We got 40 million downloads. We've been #1, I believe, 6 or 7 times. I lost track after a while. And we have 1 billion games played. And I think we have really the first big brand that was built on the iPhone. So how we did it is a bunch of different things. The first thing we did is we built a good app. The iPhone combined with music and games, it's a really good formula. People love listening to music on their iPhone, and people love playing games, and Tap Tap Revenge was a game that really feels like it belongs on the iPhone. It uses the accelerometer, it uses the network, it uses all the capabilities of the device, and offers a really beautiful and fun experience. So we had the right app. And other examples of apps that are doing a really good job at that today are Angry Bird, right, which has been very popular in America lately. And there's a new app that's #1 today that's called Cut the Rope. And both of those are physics games. How you turn your phone and the pace at which you turn and trigger actions determines how the game plays. And they really feel like they belong on the platform, and that's why they're so successful. That's why Tap Tap Revenge has been so successful first and foremost. The second reason that we've been so successful is that we were first. We were there on July 11, 2007. There were 552 apps. There were no good games. All the good games were paid. They were like $10. Ours was free. Right? So our timing was really good. We got lucky, but we also wanted to be there on launch day. Today there are 200,000 apps. So it's so much harder to do that today. But as you start a business, timing matters. The third thing that we really did was, as soon as the app took off, we invested a lot. We made lots of revisions where we added new features almost every 2 weeks or so. And the other thing that we added a lot was new content. Every week we've been adding new music for the last year. So now we have 1,000 songs you can download, every genre, and every week there's new music for free and new music that you pay for. And if you look at apps that are being successful on the App Store today, they do the same thing. They update their features and they add new levels or other new content very frequently because users get bored very quickly and you need a way to re-engage users and keep your app relevant in a very crowded marketplace. The next thing we did was spend a lot of time listening to our users. We have more than 7 million people have communicated with us in some way. And we literally, on our support forums, we have 5,000 topics of discussion that are going on. And my employees have responded to thousands of emails. And what happens when you engage with the community is people like your app better. They feel connected to the company that makes it. They feel more passionate. They want to tell their friends about your app. And the second thing that happens is you just learn what people want and you end up building a better product. The next thing we did was invest a lot in social features. You can chat with people. You can play online in online rooms where there's multiple people playing at the same time. And when you've played a game, you can email it to anybody as a challenge. And what that does is it makes the game more interesting because people like to play with friends and they feel connected to a network, not just your app. And the second thing it does is the App Store is not viral. Facebook is viral. When you do something on Facebook, your friends find out about it almost automatically. But the iPhone, that doesn't happen. So you have to rely on people telling their friends about what they do, and then you also can rely on the social features for people to start inviting and playing with their friends and get your app out that way. We also spent a lot of time working on public relations, working with the press at conferences like this. And the reason is, everybody's talking about the iPhone, but there are hundreds of thousands of apps. So how do you get people to remember what it is you're doing? You want to be part of the conversation. So we realized that public relations and being in the press constantly was really important to keep our app relevant. And then we got lucky, or were fortunate, to get a lot of promotional help from Apple. And a lot of people ask us, how can I get Apple to promote my app? You can't. If you ask Apple to promote your app, they won't do it. You cannot pay them to feature your app, they don't take advertisements. So what you end up doing is, if you build an app that your users love, maybe Apple people will love it too. So if you build beautiful apps that make sense and fit what the iPhone is about, then that makes it logical for Apple to feature it. And the other thing that we've done is work really hard to introduce new features when new capabilities come online. When there's a new version of the iPhone operating system, we make sure we have a new version of Tap Tap Revenge on the first day that takes advantage of that. And Apple will be looking for people to show off those new capabilities, and they will be more likely to promote you. And we are also trying to be very responsive, respect the terms of service of the App Store, and when Apple calls us with a problem, we try to really fix this and address their needs. Even if we think for our business it's not the #1 priority, the relationship with Apple has been very important to us. And so you see Steve Jobs playing Tap Tap Revenge when the iPhone 4 was announced. We've been featured on the website, we've been featured on the Apple campus. In newspaper magazines, I introduced our latest game on stage with Steve Jobs. So we've had a lot of support on the promotion side from Apple. Another thing we did was, we do whatever it takes to be in the top 50. Once you drop out of the charts, people don't know you exist, right? So when you have an app and you update it, like Facebook has been updating their app all along, but they never made a new app, it's always Facebook. Well, you can never be #1, because to be #1, you have to get a whole bunch of new downloads in one day. So you have to get 200, 300,000 people to download your app new. With updates, you don't get new users, you get the same users getting a new version. That doesn't count. So what we do is, a few times a year, we put out a new app, a new Tap Tap Revenge. So Tap Tap Revenge 1, then 2, then 3. Then we put out Tap Tap Revenge Boost. It's a new app. It's the same thing as Tap Tap Revenge 3, but if you download it, you get some credits you can use to buy music. And that makes people go download the app, and we're #1 again. And when you're #1, new people find out about your app, so it builds the network. Just this week, we're doing the same thing with Katy Perry. We put out a Katy Perry game, and this week it's $5. And this week, we put out a special free version with Microsoft, with Bing, where you can get one song for free, and it promotes Bing, but it also promotes Katy Perry Revenge. And that game went to #3 on the App Store. So it's another way that we stay in the charts, and we work very hard at that. And so the last piece, that's probably the most important thing we've done, is be freemium. Have the app be free. Early on, when we started the company, we spent a lot of time asking ourselves, should we charge for the app or should we keep it free? And we decided that we believed in building a network, so you have to be free. And when you're free, then you can get many millions of people to try out your app, and they play, in our case, somewhere over 1 billion games so far. And then what we do is we make money from that in a number of ways. The first way we make money is in-app. We sell music and avatars and other virtual goods inside the game using in-app commerce. The second thing we do is we have advertisements and promotions, campaigns for when a movie launches. Sometimes we give people credit that they can use to buy music if they install another app. Those sorts of revenues. And then the third kind of revenue we have is premium apps. So Tap Tap Revenge is free, but the Lady Gaga version or the Katy Perry version or the Justin Bieber version, those are paid, and those sell very well as well.